Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. All right. All right. All right. How's it going? To whomever is listening to me speak. Just thought I'd get up on here and talk to myself a little more, I was asking myself questions on Discord throughout the day, and I just want to answer them here, The first question I asked myself was, talk about music and what it means to you. Okay, music. Well, clearly music means a lot to me. If I was doing my own Instagram radio show, I listen to music. I'm always listening to music, and I like sharing it and putting it out there because I think I have a really awesome playlist. I think my playlists are bangers. But the thing was, I was never getting any viewers, and I was never getting any interaction. So I deleted the archive of 500 songs, and I already talked about this. I know I talked about this in a previous episode, but just the act of sharing, sharing I want to put people on. I want people slapping songs that I put them on. I think I have a very unique taste in music, and I like to share that because I listen to everything. I listen to Japanese music and just our American music, our Western music, I should say, Korean pop, all the way from around the world, really. If it sounds good, I'll slap it, and then I'll try to put you on. But I don't know, maybe another time, maybe sometime in the future, I'll have my own radio station or a larger fan base of people to connect with through music. So there's that, hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully sometime soon. You never know. I did ask myself to talk about Jordan Makes Videos. If you don't know who that is, he's the guy that I post on Twitter, doing the ice baths. He does the today is day number 98 of taking an ice bath every single day, and I think the stuff he says, and it I don't know, like, it makes me feel a lot better, because I am going to the gym every single day. I go to the gym, and every time I feel like skipping out, his videos find me, and he gives me some great life advice, and I get my ass up and I go to the gym, because if he's taking an ice bath every single day, then I can go to the gym every single day. And he gives life advice that I wish I could have heard from a father figure in my life, So I have nothing but kind words to say about Jordan Makes Videos. I think he's awesome. I think he's great. If I ever got married in the future, I'd probably want him as a best man alongside, my brothers and all that, because bro's just a chill person. And I really appreciate the stuff he says, because you never know who you're helping out there, Of course, you're getting on and you're recording yourself talking and you're saying a lot of good life advice, but you never know who you're out there, who's listening to you and who's helping you, So there's that. I asked myself about my marital status. I'm single as a Pringle, which is not really a Pringle because a lot of Pringles come in the can. But why did I ask? Because I got on MySpace. That's why. I got on MySpace the other day, like the MySpace, and it was strange. There was tumbleweeds rolling around. There were wanted posters of suspicious individuals. I just felt so, lost and empty and out of place over there. But all my friends, they are also my friends on Facebook, and I don't talk to none of those guys anymore. It's been decades since we last spoken, but all of them are married and they have kids, or their life has started, and I think I'm missing out. I missed out. Everyone I know is life has started, and I'm just here. And then I compared myself to being in a Lost and Found again. I always make that comparison, that I'm in someone's Lost and Found. And then with that Lost and Found, I made another connection about adoption centers and how adoption centers are like children lost and found, And I got to thinking how good of an anime movie that might be to have a story focus around 4 or 5 children, and one after the other one gets adopted, and so their experience changes from there. I was hoping like maybe a sad anime movie, something that's gonna make you cry, and they fight, and as the circle gets smaller, it takes a toll on each of the characters. So that's why I put that in that Discord, because I was thinking about that. Like, why did I make those connections? That was from marital status to everyone having kids to adoption centers or like children lost and found, and to me feeling like I'm in someone's lost and found, So that would be a good anime movie. And I was at the gym, and I said people with okay. So I said this was something that annoyed me because I had just finished my workout. I'm all sweaty, and I wanted water, and I didn't bring a water jug or something with me. So maybe this is my fault, but I really don't like the idea of people that have really large water tumblers and they fill it all the way up to the brim using the water fountain, because what happens is you end up waiting for like 5 minutes for them to get done, so it brings you back to those school days when you're like 1 2 3, that's all you need, but you can't do that at the gym. I mean, you can, but results may vary, and then I asked myself, how was your first official day of work? All right, let me tell you. I'll tell you that. Today at work was just, it was still onboarding. It was still learning the ropes. You're not really officially working. I'll tell you what I'm going to be doing, though. Your boy is going to be on the grill, throwing it down on the grill. And no, I'm not cooking burgers, okay? I'm cooking chicken, and I'm cooking steak, and I'm cooking al pastor meat and rice and can you guess where I'm working? Can you guess what I'm going to be doing? It is in the food. It is in the food industry, which is not new to me because I used to work in the hospital, and I used to work in the food business in the hospital in the basement, and I was what was called a runner, and they would fill up trays of food in these large silver push carts, and you'll go to each designated floor to the room to deliver the patient's food, And so I made friends with a lot of the patients, a lot of labor and delivery, a lot of the kids, a lot of the old adults, And I kind of had this gimmick, because I can whistle everything. And I say everything, not being cocky, but because I haven't found anything that I can't whistle. And so as I was pushing my carts, I would always whistle tunes, maybe like video game tunes or actual radio songs. One time I was whistling Moonlight. That's the Sailor Moon theme. And one of the worker ladies was like, you need to go to the army. And I was like, what? Disrespectful, you bitch. Yeah. So people, they liked me, and they knew I was coming. Because I had the little gimmick, I had the whistling gimmick, and everyone in the hospital knew he's the one who whistles, But I had a lot of fun, and that was food industry too. So working on the grill and stuff, that's nothing new to me, I got this. And then I asked myself to talk about some of your movies. What are you currently watching now? What am I currently watching now? I don't want to say Studio Ghibli. What I was watching was Dragon Ball. But I stopped in Super around, where was it? Where did I stop watching it? Like episode 4. It was when Hit and Goku fought. Goku and Hit were fighting. I didn't go back to it. Not because I wasn't enjoying it. It was awesome. But it's because I kind of have this thing where I have to own it physically in order to really enjoy it, because if I watch it on my phone or if I watch it on a tablet, I'll just go to sleep, and it's not because it's boring, but watching stuff on phones puts me to sleep. But I started from Dragon Ball when he was a kid, all the way to GT, all the way to, Super, but I just haven't went back to Superman. And funny thing, I actually barely started getting into Dragon Ball around this year. My uncle used to play it and they used to watch it, but I was never into it, because I was playing Zelda and I was on the Game Boy and I was playing outside and running around. It didn't really pique my interest. But on the Game Boy, I was playing some of the games. I played I played Legacy of Goku for the Game Boy Advance. I liked that one. I played Tenkaichi 3 because that's the one that's like the holy grail of Dragon Ball. That's the one everyone has played. I remember I played some rounds with my uncle before, a long time ago when I was a kid. I played like the first mission of Sagas when I was a kid and we were living in the apartments. One of my next door neighbors, his name was Cameron. He had it for GameCube, and I used to go over to play games all the time. But we were playing like Luigi's Mansion and Super Smash Bros. But I played the first mission of Sagas, and that's the one with like he's doing a Kamehameha, and I think the case is like white or silver. And it was for the GameCube. I played it for the GameCube, and I played Dragon Ball Advance Adventure. Now, funny thing, I tend to like obscure games of the series, Dragon Ball Advance Adventure for the Game Boy Advance is my favorite Dragon Ball game. That's my favorite one with the that was probably cringe, but that was my favorite that was my favorite Dragon Ball game. And I didn't know much of the story about Dragon Ball at all, really. Like, I'm barely learning it now. I'm pretty well versed now. I know about when he was a kid, and I know about Dragon Ball Z and GT. I don't know a lot of Super. But yeah, Game Boy Advance, Dragon Ball Advance Adventure, the Game Boy Advance one. That's my favorite Dragon Ball game. And I've seen Bardock. I've seen the Bardock movie. And that's how I know that one song by Caviar, The Good Times Are Over. So it's not the remake, but it's the old one. And a lot of forums on the internet were saying, like, that's not really canon anymore. I don't know. But, yeah, Caviar, The Good Times Are Over. That's how I know that song. But if you haven't noticed, I tend to like obscure things of series. Like even with Final Fantasy, I said my favorite games was like Final Fantasy. But my favorite Final Fantasy game isn't Final Fantasy X, and it isn't Final Fantasy 13, and it isn't 15 or the one with Cloud. My favorite Final Fantasy game is Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. I don't know. Those were the ones I played the most when I was a child. And just, I don't know if I'm blinded by nostalgia, but I have the most fun playing those games. And if I ever want to load it up on the emulator, I'll do that. But give me one moment. I do want to apologize for that. What just happened was there was a large airplane that flew over my house, and it's actually starting to rain now. So I might just close this one down pretty soon. But you shouldn't blame me for missing out on a lot of stuff, because I've still, to this day, have never seen an episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Ever. Like, I played with the cards and I've collected Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards, but what happened was, when I was a kid, my grandma, she was very religious, and she'd be like, oh, they're summoning demons and this and that, and you can't watch it. And so that's why I missed out on Yu-Gi-Oh! That's why I missed out on stuff like Harry Potter. Never seen Harry Potter, never read the book. That's probably a lie. I probably read a Harry Potter book and took an AR test on it when I was a kid, but I've never seen any Harry Potters. I feel like if I really got into detail of all the shows I've missed out on, the internet would chastise me. I've never seen Star Wars. I just found it kind of boring. Yeah, that's it. Lord of the Rings. I should probably shut up now. Lord of the Rings. I tried getting into Lord of the Rings, but what happened was the movie, it was too long. And you remember that scene in Pompo the Seinfeld when her grandpa, they were watching movies in the theater, and she was like, a simple story told in 90 minutes is like an oasis in the desert. There is some truth to that, because I could never get into it because it was so long. But I'm about that age where I'm trying to collect, and I'm trying to watch movies, and I'm trying to pick out. I'm trying to watch everything that I missed out on. So yeah, maybe someday after Dragon Ball, maybe I'll watch Yu-Gi-Oh and see what it's about, because I know that's a lot of people's childhoods, but I was kind of sheltered, and I was kind of to myself, and I was just doing my own thing, so that's why I missed out on a lot of stuff. Is there anything else that I want to talk about before I start closing this down? I will be watching Howl's Moving Castle tonight. I don't think I have to work tomorrow. I'll go straight to the gym. It's 12:42, so probably around 2 a.m. it'll be done. I was trying to talk to myself a little bit longer in this one, because I'm trying to work on an endurance for myself. See how long I can talk by myself, and some people can do it. For me, this is just learning a new skill, because I'm usually quiet. I'm usually a quiet person with headphones in my ear and just chilling, so I think this is about maybe 15-20 minutes, a 20-minute one probably. It all depends. I don't have anything else that I want to say or talk about, so I might just go ahead and close this one down. Maybe not the best one, maybe not the best questions I asked myself, but I'm still proud of me for getting up here and talking. So have a good night. If anyone who's already sleeping, sleep well. If you're going to sleep now, you have a good night. And me, I'm going to go shower, and I'm going to be heading to Snoozeville too. So thank you guys all for listening to me. And if you didn't listen to me, you have a good night anyway, all right? I'm going to get on out of here.